close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and let the day fall away. Whatever it brought you, whatever it asked of you, it is finished now. And you are here, safe, still, and the night is about to carry you across the sand toward a city hidden in the rock, Lost Worlds for Sleep opens a door tonight. And beyond this door lies the desert. You have been walking for many days with the caravan. The camels moving slowly, steadily across the endless sand. Their soft feet making almost no sound. Their breathing slow and even, a rhythm. You have come to know, as well as your own. The year is 100 BC. You are traveling with Nabataean traders, people of the desert, who know these sands the way others know their own homes. They carry incense, frankincense and myrrh, carried from lands far to the south, spices, silk, small precious things wrapped carefully and tied to the camel's sides. The sun is setting now. Behind you, the whole sky has caught fire, orange and gold and deepening red, spreading across the horizon like something poured from a great vessel. The sand beneath the camel's feet glows amber in the dying light. Long shadows stretch out beside you, impossibly long, reaching towards the east, toward the coming dark. Breathe in slowly. The warm desert air. It smells of dust and camel hide and the sweet resin of frankincense carried in the packs. Beside you, it smells of distance, of a journey almost complete. Ahead of you, rising from the desert floor, mountains, not mountains of sand, but mountains of stone, rose-colored and rust-colored, catching the last light of the sun and holding it like something sacred. Somewhere in those mountains, hidden, impossibly hidden, is a city carved, not built, carved directly into the living rock. Petra, the Rose City, a place so hidden, so protected by walls of stone that armies have marched past it without ever knowing it was there. The caravan moves on, unhurried, the way the desert teaches everyone to move slowly, patiently, trusting the journey to end when it is meant to end. The sky continues to change, orange fading to purple, purple deepening to indigo. The first stars beginning to appear, small and shy. At first, then bolder as the light continues to fade. The wind picks up slightly, cool now, after the heat of the day, moving across the sand in long, slow waves, lifting small clouds of dust that glow for a moment in the last light, and then settle gently back to the earth. You can feel the mountains getting closer now. Their great walls of stone rising higher, blocking out more and more of the darkening sky. Somewhere in those walls, there is an opening, a narrow crack in the rock that leads inward to everything the city holds. But that is still ahead. For now, there is only the caravan moving through the last light of the desert day. The soft rhythm of the camels, the warm smell of dust and incense, the great rose mountains rising before you. Let the rhythm of the journey settle into you. Let the warm wind move over your skin. Let the first stars watch over you as they have watched over every traveler who has ever crossed this desert in search of the hidden city. Walk with me into the mountains of stone. Walk with me. The caravan stops at the edge of the mountains. Before you, a crack in the rock, barely wide enough for a single camel to pass through. This is the Sikh, the only way in, the only way to reach the city, hidden beyond these walls. You step forward into the passage, world changes. The sky disappears almost completely. A thin ribbon of darkening blue far above you, between two walls of rock that rise and rise until they seem to touch the sky itself. The walls are close, so close. You could reach out and touch both sides at once. The stone is warm, still holding the heat of the day. Rose-colored and amber and deep red, streaked with veins of white and purple, like something painted by patient hands. Over 1,000 years, the path curves constantly, never straight. For more than a few steps, turning left, then right, then left again, following a course carved by water over millions of years before any human being ever walked here. Your footsteps echo softly off the stone walls. The only sound in this narrow world, the camel's footsteps behind you, muffled and soft. On the sandy ground, breathe in slowly. The air here is different. Cool and still. Trapped between the ancient walls, it smells of stone and dust and something older, something mineral and patient. The light is fading fast now. The last blue of the sky above, deepening toward black, the walls around you, growing darker, their rose color fading into shadow Someone ahead lights a torch. The flame catches, and suddenly the walls glow, warm and orange, rippling across the ancient stone. The shadows move as the torch moves, stretching and shrinking across the carved rock. You walk on, deeper into the passage. The walls seem to lean toward you, then away, then toward you again. As the path curves and turns, a slow, patient dance of stone high above, where the walls almost meet. You catch a glimpse of the first stars appearing in the narrow strip of sky. Small and distant and patient, watching over this hidden place as they have watched for longer than anyone can say. The passage continues, curving deeper. The sound of your footsteps and the camels behind you. The only proof that anyone is here at all. Somewhere ahead. Impossibly close now. The city waits. You do not know yet what it will look like when it appears. You only know that it is close, that every step brings you nearer to something extraordinary. Let the narrow walls hold you. Let the warm stone guide you. Let the darkness and the torchlight take turns leading you forward There is nothing to fear here, only anticipation, only the quiet wonder of a passage that has led travelers exactly like you toward exactly this moment for thousands of years. Walk with me deeper into the stone. Walk with me. The passage narrows once more. And then, through a final crack of stone, you see it. A sliver of something golden, catching the last torchlight between the narrow walls. You step forward. Once more, and the walls fall away. Al-Khazni, the treasury, it rises before you, carved directly into the face of the mountain. Enormous, impossible, a facade of columns and carved figures and delicate stone details, standing more than 40 meters tall. Not built, not stone laid upon stone, carved from the top downward out of a single impossible cliff face. Torches burn at its base, their warm light climbing up the columns, illuminating the carved figures that have stood here for 2,000 years. The rock itself seems to glow rose and gold and deep amber, where the torchlight reaches highest and where it fades into shadow near the top. The stone turns deep purple and blue, merging with the darkening sky. You stand in the small square, before this impossible facade, and you understand why this passage was built the way it was. The narrow psyche, the darkness, the winding path, all of it leading to this single overwhelming moment of arrival. The Nabataeans who carved this understood something about wonder, that it must be earned, that it must be approached slowly, patiently, through darkness, before it can be received. Sit down on the warm sand before the Treasury. Let your eyes move slowly up the carved columns, following the light as it climbs toward the darkening sky. No one truly knows what this place was for. A tomb, perhaps, for a king whose name history has forgotten, or a temple to gods no longer worshipped. It does not matter. Not tonight. Tonight, it is simply this: beauty carved into stone by hands that understood something eternal. Other travelers move through the square quietly. Merchants unloading their camels for the night. Voices low and unhurried. A child runs past you, laughing softly, chasing something you cannot see. Her mother calls her name gently, and the child comes back, slowing as children do when they know they are loved. The torches at the base of the Treasury flicker gently, their light moving across the carved figures, making them seem almost alive, almost breathing in the warm dark above the facade. The sky has turned completely dark now, and the stars have come out in their thousands. They frame the great carved crown of the Treasury like a halo of ancient light. Breathe in slowly the cool night air, stone dust, and distant incense, and the particular smell of a place held sacred for thousands of years. Let the warm rose light settle over you. Let the ancient columns rise above you, steady and eternal. You have arrived at the heart of the hidden city. Walk with me. You rise and walk on past the Treasury, deeper into the valley. The path widens here, opening into a broader canyon, and on either side, the rock walls are carved everywhere. Doorways, dozens of them, cut directly into the stone. Homes, tombs, storerooms, an entire city living inside. The mountain itself. This is Petra, not a city of streets and separate buildings, but a city carved from a single continuous body of rock. Torches burn in brackets beside many doorways, their light spilling out, warm and golden, onto the sandy ground. You pass the marketplace. Quiet now. At this hour by day, this is where the incense is sold. Frankincense carried 1,000 miles from the southern kingdoms where it grows on trees that only the desert knows how to nurture. Now the stalls stand empty, covered with cloth for the night. But the smell remains sweet and resinous, hanging in the still air between the rose-colored walls. You pass a channel cut into the stone along the base of the cliff. Water moves through it softly. A thin, dark ribbon catching starlight as it flows. The Nabataeans have tamed water in this dry place. Channels and cisterns carved throughout the mountains, carrying rain from distant storms into the heart of the city, a city that should not, by all reason, exist in this desert. And yet it thrives because someone looked at stone and saw shelter, looked at rare rain and saw abundance. You pass a doorway where lamplight flickers from within. A family sits together on woven mats, sharing bread, gates, their voices low and warm, carrying softly into the night air. An old woman sits at another doorway, wrapped in a woolen shawl. She watches you pass without concern, without curiosity. Travelers pass through Petra every night of every year. She has seen 1,000 caravans come and go. Higher up the cliff face, carved facades catch the last of the torchlight. Their columns and pediments rising into darkness. Some are tombs for families long since gone. Their names carved above the doorways in a script. Most travelers can no longer read, but the rock remembers, even when we forget. Sit for a moment on a low stone bench carved into the cliff wall. The rock is warm beneath you, still holding the heat of the vanished sun. Above you, the narrow strip of sky between the canyon walls is filled with stars, more stars than seem possible. The rose walls around you hold the day's warmth like a great stone hearth radiating gently into the cool night air. Somewhere, a dog barks once and falls silent. Somewhere else, a baby is soothed back to sleep. The city breathes slowly all around you. Breathe with it. Let your own breath slow to match. The rhythm of the rock, the rhythm of the water, moving through its channels, the rhythm of a city that has learned how to endure. Walk with me. You leave the marketplace behind and begin to climb a stairway carved into the mountain itself. 800 steps rising up through the rock toward the highest place in the city. The steps are uneven, worn smooth, in places by thousands of years of footsteps. You do not hurry. No one hurries on this climb. Step and step and step. The city falling away below you, its torches growing smaller, its voices growing quieter. The night air grows cooler as you climb, clean and thin, and touched with the scent of wild herbs growing between the rocks. Occasionally, you pass others on the stairway. A shepherd leading a few goats home for the night. A young man carrying a small lamp, its flame cupped carefully against the mountain wind. Each nods as you pass, a quiet acknowledgement shared between travelers on the same long climb. The stars grow brighter as you rise. Free now of the canyon walls that framed them below. The whole sky opens above you, vast and close, and absolutely full of light at last. The stairway levels, and there, before you, Adir, the monastery, even larger than the treasury below, carved into a wide plateau of rock, its facade rising 50 meters into the night sky. Here, there are no torches, only starlight and the pale glow of a rising moon. The great facade seems to glow from within. Silver and pale rose, where the moonlight touches the ancient stone. You are utterly alone here. The last travelers have already descended for the night. There is only you and the mountain and this impossible carved doorway into stone. Walk closer. Your footsteps, the only sound in this high, quiet place. Sit down on the flat rock before the great facade. Look out beyond the monastery. The mountains roll away in every direction. Dark shapes against a darker sky, stretching to every horizon, somewhere far below, impossibly far. The desert you crossed to reach this place. You can see almost nothing of the world you came from. Only this. Only the mountain, the stars, the great carved doorway before you. Breathe in slowly the thin, cool air of the mountaintop. Feel how far you have come. Through the desert, through the narrow sick, past the golden treasury, through the sleeping city, up 800 steps, carved into the mountain, to this, the highest, quietest place in the Rose City. Lie back against the warm stone. Let the whole sky hold you. There is nowhere higher to climb, nothing more to reach for, only rest, only stars, only the great silent doorway, carved by patient hands 2,000 years ago, watching over you as it has watched over every traveler who ever made this climb. Walk with me one last time. Something is changing in the mountains. You feel it before you see it. The stars above the monastery have begun to soften, fading into a sky that is no longer quite black. The last hour before dawn, you rise from the warm stone and begin the long walk down 800 steps, descending now instead of climbing. The city below you is utterly silent, its torches long since burned to embers. You pass the sleeping doorways, carved into the rock. where families rest in their final hour of deepest sleep. And there, rising before you again, the Treasury in this last dark hour, without torchlight, it seems different, quieter, more ancient. You sit once more in the small square before its silent face. To the east, beyond the canyon walls, the sky is changing. The deepest black has softened into something not quite gray, not yet gold. A bird calls somewhere above. In the canyon walls, a single clear note into the cold, quiet air. The rock around you begins to change color. The deep rose of night softening toward something paler, something warmer. The Rose City waking slowly, the way it has woken every morning for 2,000 years. Let your breathing slow match it to the waking stone, to the soft light, spreading slowly across the canyon walls. You have crossed a desert, walked through solid rock, climbed 800 steps toward the stars, and found at the end of it all only this, only rest, only the particular peace of a hidden place that has learned how to hold everyone who finds it. Walk with me one last time. Walk with me. The city is waking, but you are not. Not yet. Not quite. There is a moment that exists only here, only in this hidden place, only in this last breath of the desert night. You are sitting in a small stone square before a doorway carved by hands 2,000 years gone. Petra is entering you, not dramatically, not suddenly, the way all the best things enter slowly, without announcement. The desert and its endless amber sand, the narrow sick and its winding stone embrace, the golden treasury, rising from the rock, the 800 steps toward the silent monastery. All of it is inside you now. All of it is yours, not as a memory, not as a dream, as something more permanent than either. And you will whisper without knowing why. Last night, I was actually there. Your eyes are heavy, the good heavy, the heavy that comes after a night fully lived. Let your eyes close. Let them close now. There is nothing left to see. Not because there is nothing beautiful. There is everything beautiful. But because you have seen enough, more than enough. The warm rock holds you as it has held every doorway, every carved facade for 2,000 years, steady and patient and safe. The Rose City will remember you. Sleep now, traveler. Sleep, and somewhere in the deep, soft warmth of the night that is ending. A door is opening, your door, the one that leads to the place inside you where everything is possible, where everything is safe, where everything is simply still. Go through it. Go through it now. And when you wake, lost worlds for sleep will be here, waiting for you every night. A new door opens. If you want to be there, subscribe to Lost Worlds for Sleep. We will come to you in the night when you need us, when the world is too loud and you need somewhere hidden and warm and safe to rest. We will be there. Sleep well, traveler. You were actually there